Honestly, grit, it I I do not. Well, okay, I'll say this. Couple things. I kind of have some philosophies that I've created or I've found. I'm not sure which at this point, but one of those I heard this statement. Once I heard this quote, I was the best quote I've ever heard in my entire life, and I heard it the moment I heard it, everything changed me that day. And it was this quote where the person said, uh, and I'm going to say it exactly as I heard it: "A man lives two lives, the one he lives, and the one he lives when he realizes he only has one." And it's like the
Mm,
moment you understand you only have one of these, you start living
mm.
very differently. And that started, you get stuck there. It's like there's no way off this road, this merry-go-round you read this quote on. It's like you just keep coming back around. It's like you have to do it. Like whatever it is, you have to do it. And so that was one moment.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. Super excited to be here today. Super excited about my guest. Listen, this guy is his own words, a deep well of knowledge. And I've been talking to him, and trust me, I think he has a lot to say. And I'm looking forward to him sharing his perspective, sharing his knowledge, sharing his wisdom within this real estate game that we all play, this real estate space. Maybe I should say it like that. But I'm just so excited to introduce you guys to Mr. Brian Fox. Mr. Fox, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited for you to talk to our listeners. I know they're going to take a lot away from just your knowledge when it comes to the real estate space. And so I'll be honest with you, man. I would love to dive in. I want you to take us into your world. Take us to what's familiar with you. Tell us what you're focused on, and tell us what markets you're operating in as well, if you don't mind.
Sure. So, Brian Fox, I have been in real estate uh, in the industry since about 2001, long time. So I was on the mortgage banking side first, and I have to tell this story completely to a lot of people who meet me because it kind of shows you the transition of the stuff we've done. So I was on the mortgage banking side first. So about 2001 to 2001, 2002, up until about 2009, 2008ish. I was on the banking side, and I pushed right into the mortgage crash that happened at that moment. And then, if you remember, the licensing switched and changed. And so, originally, you had a DRE license, a real estate license for both. You could have on the lending side and the real estate side, and you could do both. There was no complication. And so, then the law started changing, and you had to get a different license to do the real estate side and different license to do the NMLS or mortgage bank side. At that moment, I just wasn't getting a lot of joy out of it anymore. I mean, I did it. I was good at it. I've always been really good at talking, always good at dealing. And so at that moment, that's what was kind of required. That's the kind of individual and identity you had. You were a, kind of a Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, fast talking, kind of person. So I mean, everybody was, but that was very much the place that I was put in the company I was at. And so when that fell apart and the market started shaking itself out, you were left kind of holding all kinds of odd jobs in real estate. Doing loan modifications, doing loan refis, doing purchases, doing sales, doing short sales, trying to find REOs every once in a while. And so it was kind of this free for all. So you had to do a lot to stay alive. And I do mean stay alive. It was a very kind of figure out how you're eating kind of an environment during those couple of years. Not for everybody, but I was still kind of fresh in the real estate game and only knew the lending side when I started. So from there,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I transitioned over into real estate. I had a friend of mine who was at the same bank that I was, really good friends, still work with her now to this day. But I said, you know what? I don't really want to do lending anymore. I kind of just want to focus on real estate. I'm much better in the living room, as they speak, like talking, communicating, advocate. Like I'm much better here. I can't do that as much in lending. I can do 100% in real estate. I'm really good at strategy. I like finding opportunity, and I like design. I'm really good at spatial awareness and interior design. And so I said, I think I'm just going to kind of let the NMLS lending license go. I just don't want to do it anymore. And I said, I was going to send you all my loan stuff. You keep being that person. You just send me all the real estate stuff. And she really didn't want to see the same thing. She wanted to do the real estate stuff. So at that moment, we kind of just split the business. And we weren't partners at the time. It's just we were really good friends. And so I said, you take that, I'll take this, and I won't do this more. So from then, I moved into just real estate. I did real estate for the better part of, obviously since the entire time, but from that 0809 factor, I moved on into real estate. I moved to just a normal, I didn't know anything. I knew nothing. I would have done it so much differently had I did, but I did not. I just did it at a friend's company, and that friend's company was like, hey, I'll just charge you $500, a closed file, which was good. Honestly, I was good enough to have clients and short sales and stuff. So I didn't pay a lot for the business, but I wasn't really growing either. So I did that for a little bit. And then I got invited to another friend's company. It was a Remax company, and they were doing a lot of flips. And I really wanted to learn flips. And so I did that. And again, still really way too green for the stuff I was doing. But I got into the flip real estate agent space. And so I went to their company. I gobbled up all the data I could and, got it all in me for the 7, 8, 9 months I was there. And then I transferred from there to Sotheby's. I went to a Sotheby's office. And so I was kind of the low man on the totem pole at Sotheby's office, but I went from flips and I said, well, I really want to learn the luxury market. And this was Sotheby's Newport Beach. And so I really wanted to get in there and learn as much as I could. I had a friend there who was, one of the biggest agents in the area. And I got invited to kind of go and just say, sit over here, sit next to us, and just learn. And so I got there, and I was there for about 5, 6 years, and just again sucked up all the knowledge I could in the luxury space. Grew a team as big as I could for the time I was there, and then I kind of decided, you know what, I've got this, and I think I want to do something a little bit different now. And so I moved over to another brokerage, which I kept the majority of the money. It was a cap model, but I kept it all. And for me, the reason I did that wasn't because I thought there was anything wrong with the Sotheby's office. I thought it was great, still do. I even wrote a letter saying I'm not leaving for any other reason than I just want to keep all my money. I want to build the business differently. And so I want to build a company. I want to do something else. And so for me, it's always been a path of what do I want to do next, which I don't know if that's the thing I would recommend everybody doing, by the way. But I never worked under somebody. I never had tutelage. I've never had mentorship. I never got on one of those big teams that like really ran a city and learn from them. That might have been a better way of doing it, but I never did it. And truthfully, I probably would have. I would have gotten on one of those teams now, having gone back, because why not? I've always had this thing about I've got to be the innovator. I've got to be the guy making these things happen. And so that also came to mind with, that means you're not really trying to learn from other people, which was silly at the time, honestly. So did that. And then when I went to this other brokerage, it was a Keller Williams office. I had a bunch of friends who went over there actually from Sotheby's and other places, and Compass had just come on the scene at that time. And, but I went over there, and happenstance, kind of like this divine thing, kind of follow this, the whisper inside you kind of thing. Cause I do that quite a bit. I'm like, what feels like there I was like, I feel like, God's leading me in this direction. And so I went there. There's no real reason for it, but I went there. I could have gotten money for going to Compass. A lot of people did. I didn't. And so I went here. And what happened is that company actually slowly started going down. And then
Hmm.
the two other agents who were there, who were the big ones other than me, turns out are the amount of income that the company was receiving on only us was running the whole company. And so
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
by the time
Hmm.
we were done, we realized that there's no one else here anymore. It's just us. And we got kind of approached by corporate saying, "Hey, do you guys want to buy the branch?" And so didn't really want to buy the branch, but I was like, "Well, why not? I mean, it's running on our income anyway. If I change nothing, we own the branch, so why not try?" And so we did that. And then for a while, in about 2 years, 3 years of that, and then we sold that to somebody else. And so because we wanted to move on to investing, and so the path of this is that we started working together on the brokerage side, and that kind of solidified a unity, kind of solidified this partnership. We've done this. We work together now. Where even 2 days before that, we weren't. We were our own stuff and saying, "Hey, bye, hi, bye" in the hallway, and that was it. But now we overlap, and so we are in business together now. And then now we do investing, and so we've created an investment group out of this process of highs and lows and pluses and minuses. And now we have this investment group, and this investment group has led to kind of the stuff that I'm doing now, which is finding opportunities. We do flips. We do a lot of buy and hold now, and growing more and more and more, trying to find more and more opportunities. Because what we slowly realized, well, sorry, not slowly realized, we realized it, but you really go much further as a team, and you do.
Yeah.
You can go fast by yourself, but you go further with a group. And so you don't have to be married to each other, but it does help to have
Yeah.
people with you. It really does help to have people with um, really good comment like abilities, like really good abilities. Don't have to be your abilities, but they're really good at their abilities, and those abilities are complementary. So, like one of my partners, I mean, he's a hell of a CFO minded person. One of my partners is a hell of a CEO minded person. I have very good projection ability. Like I can tell you the future if I'm looking at sound. Like here's what's going to happen next. Watch, that's happening, and then that will happen. So these things have become our talent pool, and so that's the stuff that led us to here. And so today we're back to running our own individual real estate businesses, and we're combining and overlapping that as we do, but then also looking for investments. And so what we're trying to do is grow a retirement based portfolio as fast as humanly possible. But we want to be able to establish off ramps and be able to say, okay,
Yeah.
we don't have to do anything. We have this now and we can do this. And that's going to come with some mistakes along the way, because you learn no matter what you're doing, but a lot of success. And so we've already been able to purchase a large amount of real estate in other areas. We're looking for more, but in doing so, we're actually able to. When you start learning one subject, you start learning actually many subjects, whether you try to or not. It's auxiliary. When you're searching for cats on Google, you're going to find cats and 45 other animals you didn't know about. I mean, it's just you're going to find stuff, and so you learn. And so in this process, what we're doing, we've learned a lot of stuff, which we also now have been able to teach and other things with other people. And so as we're working with our investors and as we're working with other people who want to learn how to invest, um, this stuff comes up. And so that's what's led us to here now, which is we work on a lot of preferably buy and holds, but flips when they come up and opportunities when they come up. We're concentrate on other areas. We're not really concentrated on California for buy and holds. We want areas where cash flow is much easier. Um, and so, the areas like Ohio, Arizona, I mean, honestly, any state that side of California is a better candidate for buy and hold than California itself, unless you can go to an area where the prices are significantly less. And the reason why is the cost benefit to rent to purchase is just so inverted in California. And I'm not saying anything negative about California. I live and work here. But when it comes to buying a house for $100,000, the cash flows $500 a month versus a house that's $1 million, the cash flows $1,000 a month. I mean, there's two very different numbers. And so that's what we've been working on.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love it, man. I love everything that you said. I love how you walked us through the history of how you got started. I love how you let us see where you are, where you're planted at. And man, so many changes. And I know you bump up
Yeah.
against things that are not necessarily easy because it's not especially always easy in this climate. So what's been the key to keeping that machine running smoothly?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Honestly, grit, I I do not. Well, okay, I'll say this. Couple things. I kind of have some philosophies that I've created or I've found. I'm not sure which at this point, but one of those, I heard this statement. Once I heard this quote, I was the best quote I've ever heard in my entire life. And I heard it the moment I heard it, everything changed for me that day. And it was this quote where the person said, and I'm going to say it exactly as I heard it. A man lives two lives, the one he lives and the one he lives when he realizes he only has one. And it's like the
Mm,
moment you understand you only have one of these, you start living
mm,
very differently. And that started, you get stuck there. It's like there's no way off this road, this merry-go-round you read this quote on. It's like you just keep coming back around. It's like you have to do it. Like whatever it is, you have to do it. And so that was one moment. Another moment was kind of this. I've heard this before, but I think Ed Milet said it, which was really poignant when I heard it. He said, when you go to heaven, you meet the person you could have been, and it's like,
mm,
when you meet that person, they're going to look at you, and they're going to, and they're as far as they're as far as the version of you could have gotten. And are they gonna look at you and be like, why did you stop? Like you stopped here. Like this was how far we could have gone. It's like, or did you keep pace with me? It's like I don't allow myself to quit, no matter what. I just don't. And so I do have family as a sizable motivator. So man, there's nothing that means more to me than making sure that I know that I have my family taken care of. But that is its own level of, man, it's a lot.
yeah.
But to do that, I mean, you have to plan way out there. I mean, you got to plan
Yeah.
far out. So for me, the thing that keeps me going is that I refuse not to. I just will not.
Yeah.
I will not stop. I want to get to these places. I want to get to these goals. And so that's just an inner desire to not stop, to not let down. But the second is, I mean, there's motivators there for family and other people. Like I want to make sure, like if somebody's going to do it, I can do it. And also this idea that like the fact that anybody in this world could have ever been a millionaire, billionaire, or whatever that thing is, doesn't matter what it is. It could be a race car driver, president, astronaut, doesn't matter. The fact that it's possible, and if it aligns with me, you got to prove to yourself that you can't.
Yeah.
If you, if it aligns with you in any way, if you said, I really love that, I want that for myself, if that even comes up for you, it's like, you really should prove to yourself that you can't do it. Like like accepting it as fact that you can't do it. I mean, you got to really prove it to me. Like you got
Yeah.
to show me it's not possible. And so that idea, that living space, because I really truly do believe in God's power in my life as far as like being able to drive and be a bigger person. But I believe in the idea that these things they're put in you when you're a kid. Like these ever put, I mean, there's stuff I guarantee I could ask you right now, the two or three things that you love in life that you did not find as a teenager. So let's say you found okay, let's say you, like brewing beer. Well, obviously you didn't find that as you were 5 years old, right? You didn't find
Right.
brewing beer
Right.
if
Right.
that's your thing. But there's stuff like if you had this huge affinity for animals, I'm pretty sure that was there when you were two, right? If you have
Yep.
this huge affinity for like cars and just, I don't know, I just always loved my little cars and my Hot Wheels, and now you do racing. It's like that was there. Like it was already there early. It was always programming that was already embedded. And so I'm under this belief system that is like everything that was already kind of structure wired in, it's still there. It was always there. And so it's kind of hard to shake that loose. Like that is hard wiring. But trying not to do it is much more difficult than doing it. And so if you try
Mm-hmm.
not to do the things that were passionate, if you try not to do, racing, if that's your thing. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I mean, if you were to tell me like what are the things that you had as a kid that are like hardwired? Like do you still love them? I'm guessing you do. Like whatever those are, like they're hardwired. And so for me, like if that's there, I don't see it as there on just because I decided. It's like, no, that is there for me. Like I'm to go towards that. And so my desire to lead, my desire to grow, my desire to make a difference, my desire to make something very large of myself, my desire to look back and say, I did it, I made it, I became the one person. A statement I heard was, how's the statement go? My family did not come from millionaires, but millionaires will come from me. To
Yeah.
be able to be the person that was the pivot point for everybody, like to be like,
Yeah.
this is the moment that it all shifted. To be able to do that, I think that is just, I think it's just so powerful. And so to be able to
Yeah.
be that person for everyone in my family, be like, I refuse to be a reason why we still couldn't get there. Like if someone
Yeah.
can do it, I can do it. And so
Yeah.
to be that for me means a lot. So that solemn space for me, I stay there. And every day I want to not do something, I think of 4 or 5 things that are kind of those hook points. And I think about it and then I just kind of keep going. Now,
Yeah.
I won't say it's the healthiest thing all the time because it's a lot, but it's enough to keep me moving.
Absolutely. No, man, I love it. One of the things I think about when I really started to understand kind of what responsibility is, what really, really drives us and motivates us. And
Yep.
responsibility is the ability to respond. That's what
Sure.
responsibility is, the ability to respond. And so when we look at our lives, we will understand that there are things that we feel like we have to respond to. And it's because, like you was talking about, the inner drive that's in us, those abilities that's in us that's been pretty much hardwired in. It's like I gotta respond this way. I gotta drive this way. I'm motivated this way because of my ability to respond to the crisis that's in front of me or the situation that's in front of me. So I hear you, man, loud and clear, loud and clear. Let me ask you this: what are you most
Yep.
focused on solving? Like, what's the next real goal for you?
Um, Honestly, the next real goal is to be able to replace the necessity of work for income. The buy and hold strategy is where it's at for us. We want to make sure that we take the stress off the table. Like my partners and I, um, my one of my partners has 4 kids. Wife stays home. I have 2 kids. Wife stays home. And it's not that they're incapable. It's just that's you get so much time with your kids, you want to be able to maximize it. And so, being able to
Absolutely.
do that, it's a gift, but at the same time, it's an expensive gift. And so
Yeah.
you want to be able to support the family. I want to make sure that we can do the things we want to do. And so right now, the biggest driver at all is to be able to replace those needs of income, not make them market driven, have enough real estate to where we're able to be paid residually so we can do other things. I'm never going to retire, but to be able to not have to work for the income as opposed to you have to hustle. And I think that for me is my driving force for anyone getting into business. I try every agent that ever comes and works at our company. I tell them from the day they start, the day they get their license, said you want to from this day, you want to think of yourself as an investor who's doing real estate, not
Yeah.
as a real estate agent who's learning investing because that mindset shift is difficult for most. They can't get past investor, which is why investors are always like this holy grail of clients. Like once I have an investor, someone who will consistently buy off me all the time, kind of a thing, like that's like finally I don't have to work as hard, as opposed to being this person who understands I'm the investor who does real estate and understands that piece. You start getting your money moving right away. It's hard to go the other round because as an agent, if you are an agent, you tend to spend that money on yourself, on your life, and on your marketing. As an investor, you tend to spend that money back on real estate, and that's where you really want to start when you don't have the bills. That's the stuff I do. So for me, same thing. I want to focus on creating an income source that supports myself, supports my partners, that we can start doing other bigger, better things. Because if I suddenly said your bills are gone, it's all paid, do what you're going to do, like life is different. And
Yeah.
so you before that you gotta work, and that doesn't mean you're never not gonna work, but you have to hustle. You got to make things happen to try and bring in the revenue to make sure that rent's paid, bills are paid, kids are taken care of. Like there's a lot of fear, and or at least there can be anyway. I would say there's fear for everybody.
Yeah.
There could be fear, but because of that, I want to make sure that that fear is eliminated for myself and my family. We know it's covered for whatever it is, and now the rest of it is on top, and we can invest and do other things with it.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. This the last question I want to ask is, because you mentioned pouring into the next generation, pouring into helping people switch the mindset from that they are an investor, right? That they are investors. So I think when it comes to building relationships and growing your network, I would love to know what's made the biggest difference for you when it came to like building relationships and expanding your network.
Oh goodness, God, biggest difference for me. Well, all right, it's a hard question to answer on its own, only because I've been doing this for a long time. I mean,
Yeah,
you do something long enough, people are gonna know what you do if you've done it well and you've been a good person to
yeah,
the business and to other people. But if you're asking me kind of on a singularity, like what is the thing that's helped showing up? Honestly, there was a proximity is a really big deal. Proximity
yeah,
is power. Tony Robbins says that, and it's true, and
yeah,
true in business. Like the more people you're around, like I'll give you an example. People who sell, let's say, $5 million houses. There's not a lot of people who grow up in houses that sell $5 and $10 million houses as agents. But for the ones who do, if you grew up in a household where the house was like a $10 million house, you're around people who live in that space. So
yep,
as if you're trying to work with them, it's easier for you because you've been around them your whole life. The proximity is like, this is Tom, this is Jimmy, that's just Bob's family. Like you're in that space. Working with those people is easier. So the proximity of who you spend your time with and who you're around, that has been the biggest thing. Being around my
yeah,
partners as a peer group versus being around, let's say, other peer groups I've had in the past.
yeah,
I'm with people who are moving. I'm people who are demonstrated they're very good with how they put in place their money, how they keep
yeah,
track of it. Like you pick up habits, you hold yourself to a higher standard. So I would say your peer group and your proximity, wherever that is, and could start home with your family, could be the guys you went to school with, it could be the people you choose to hang out with at work. All those things. Like, I'll be honest with you, there's some people in my life that are not around who have been best friends of mine. For whatever reason, God removed them from my life. And since their
yeah,
removal, that whole vacuum got filled up. And it got filled up with, honestly, things that, even though I might not vote for it on a personal basis, say like, I love those people. They left. I couldn't do anything
yeah,
about it. There's nothing I could do. But they got filled with things that are better. It's like if you had this plate full of food, and it's like, I love the cupcakes, but the cupcakes are no longer on the menu. What's on the menu now? We have these kind of avocado toasts. Like, well, that's all there is. I can't do anything about it. That's what's in the place of that. It's gone. This is here. That's the only thing I can eat. Like, that's it. It's like, because of
yeah,
that change, whether you like it or not, the entire plate improved. And so for me, proximity and the people I've been around, whether by choice or accident, has been the biggest impact on things going on in my life, no matter what.
yeah. Well, man, that's good. I'm gonna leave you with two quotes that you said. You said one is powerful, and then you also said you go further with the team, you go further with the group. So relationships is everything, man, and you
True.
seem to know it, and it's powering you to put you in a better position, in a better state, and I absolutely love it. So listen, before we wrap, man, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, maybe collaborate with you, or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way to reach you?
The best way is to text. If you want to text, the number is 714-348-1085. Text or email is going to be best. You can call, absolutely call. Anyway, text, email, call, honestly. But if email, it's going to go from here and go and drop into page 4 by the end of the day. So emails
Yeah.
will come up, but text or phone call is real fast if you want to do it. But I'm sure you guys
Yes.
will provide the contact info, right? At the end?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep, yep,
perfect.
absolutely. Well, listen, man, I thank you so much, Mr. Brian. Thank you for your time, for your story, for your perspective. We definitely need more people in this space that's doing it the right way and building businesses just like you are, man. So thank you so much for being here.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And to everyone else, thank you for tuning in. And I need you to make sure you are subscribed. This was a valuable conversation, and we do not want you to miss out on the next conversations that's coming up, just like we had today with Mr. Brian Fox. So thank you so much, Mr. Brian. And to everyone else, we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.